Hi, welcome to Dealing with Different. My name is Adam. Tonight, we are going to continue the conversation that I started with Mary Elizabeth Jackson about advocating for children with disabilities. So let me bring Mary Elizabeth in. Oh, there we go. Mary Elizabeth, can you take a minute and just introduce yourself?
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. Oh, I see your dog in the background. Yes, I'm so happy to be here again. So I'm Mary Elizabeth Jackson. I am a wife and mother of three and a children's author, and also an advocate for children with special needs and disabilities. So that is one of my paths and my journeys and my passions in my life is to help make, just kind of help disability needs for classroom education better and better, just kind of keep adding to and, dealing with addressing issues as they show up. So that's what's real important to me.
Excellent. Well, the point of this show, for me, my purpose in doing this is to allow a safe space for us to have the conversations about these topics. Because I think, most people, they really want to do the right thing, but they may not know what to do. They may not even know that there's a problem because they, don't experience a problem themselves, and then they hear about the problem and then they want to help fix it. So I'm glad that you are here to help us get the perspective of a parent in schools. I was a teacher and a principal. So I have the perspective of the education system, and I was in the public school system. And I know the challenges that exist for teachers in that environment. But there are things that parents can do to make sure that your children are getting the education that they deserve. And so talk a little bit about the advocacy work that you do with your partner, and I forgot her name.
Julie Curtis.
Julie Curtis, yes.
Yes. And she is, in our state, we just had a law passed in January, and it is a voucher system that we have here in the state. And she is actually on a parent council for this because she has taken her two children out of public school. They are, they both have disabilities. And so she is using the voucher and seeing where there were some holes and some things that needed to be fixed and done, and how other parents were talking about how do we use it? We don't understand it. It's kind of difficult. It's not working. So she was able to get on. She signed up for this council, and so she's able to make some real positive. She's able to make positive change and give positive feedback from being out in the trenches as a parent. So what this voucher does in our state is allow parents it's about $6,600, give or take. And it allows you to take your child out of public school, put them in private school, or homeschool them and get tutoring and things that you need. Now, it doesn't cover all of the needs that a child will have, but at least if your child's not getting what you think they should, you've got that option in our state. And so Julie and I met almost 2 years ago, and we met through seeking cameras and security and better things, safety measures in the classroom, because both of us have had children who were abused in the public school system. And so that's kind of where that march started, where we met through that. And then we took a class together at one of the universities here, and we got certified as advocates. So we can advocate for families going into IEP meetings, transitioning from school to school, issues they may have with the school, getting your kid into, I've helped some families get their kids into the early intervention programs. And I'm really excited. I want to share this story just for a second. I'm really super excited about it. A friend of mine who adopted a baby from, where is the baby? Jamaica. And the baby was left in a trash can. Okay. And so the baby it's really sad, but the baby has a lot of disabilities and everything. And so baby's 10 months old now. And we have been able to get in with early intervention and OT and some PT and things like that. And because of the situation, these people have been so kind to help out and kind of do it on a pro bono situation. So I'm like, oh, praise, 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 because the baby really needs it. So you never know where there's going to be advocating needs. I mean, it can be from a newborn up to, there's just no telling the ages, So,
Yeah.
It's a passion I have. And if I had known back years ago what I know now, I would have had a whole different journey. Different journey. So just maneuvering around the laws of what parents, our rights that we have and our children's rights, and how we're not versed in that. We don't know.
Yes. And it's important that you know.
Yes.
It's also important for you to be involved.
Yes.
I know that from the point of view of the educator, get to know your child's teacher or teachers. Get to know who they are. They should know who you are. They should know what your name is. Okay. You need to be that comfortable and that familiar to your child's teachers, and also the administration of the school, because
especially when your child has needs. Yes, you've got to be
proactive. You need to be the one that says, I'm here. If there's a breakdown, it's not because I'm not available.
Yes, it's a team. It's a whole team effort.
Yeah.
And the team, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to get a child the needs that they have, that they need met in the school system. And, like for me, for instance, I love what you're saying so much, because for me, when I went in very naive, not dealing with any of this before, and just thought they were taking care of everything my child needed. And just come to find out along the way, there were needs that were not met. There were things that could have been done differently, but I didn't know. So I had to educate myself. So if you're a parent who a child, you see something in your child and you're like, I know there's something. I just don't know what it is. My kid needs a little extra help. Go and ask the teacher. Talk to the principal.
Don't assume that your teacher or your principal knows either.
Right, because they have so many kids.
When I was a teacher, we had seminars on IEPs and, the laws around, the IDEA and things like that. But my focus was on teaching science to 12-year-olds.
Right. Right.
And, that as a whole task, that was overwhelming enough.
Yes.
So when I went into my first IEP meeting, I got hammered.
Oh.
The parent was used to having to fight and came in and just hammered me before I even had a chance. Like, what? Ooh,
Isn't that sad? That's so sad.
And, fortunately, I had the counselor that was there. She was very skilled at de-escalation, and she was able to, just kind of get everybody back on the same page. But it made me realize that, parents and teachers, there's often an underlying unconscious adversarial relationship there.
Absolutely. There's a defense that already happens. And what I would say is to be proactive, but do it with grace.
Yes.
Okay. You'll get so much more accomplished than coming in loaded with guns and already defensive. Yeah. Now, if you
ask your child's teacher, how can I help?
Yes.
They're going to be there for you when you need them to advocate for your child.
Yeah, they really, yes. But 90% of the time, I think that really does happen. I really do. And then you can have a parent who's a little bit overzealous that might, some teachers are like, whoa, wait a minute. We're trying to get your kid to do their things on their own. And, as a parent of a child with special needs, it doesn't matter where they are on the spectrum or with handicap, non-handicap, needing special extra anything, sensory child, whatever it is. When you let go of that child into someone else's hands, it is very scary for a parent because you don't know, will they see the things that your child needs? Will they intuitively, instinctively know what your child needs? And are they going to address what needs to be addressed? And it's a really scary thing. I'm saying it from being a parent who's had to do it, put a child in a classroom who's nonverbal. I mean, it's scary, So, it's a balancing act. It really is a balancing act. And the more comfortable I think that you are with your child's teacher, the easier it is to let go, back off, and let your child kind of go in there with your typicals and your peers and everything and start to learn, whatever it is that they need to learn. And so that makes a big difference, having that good relationship, and if you have an instinct that something is not right, you need to listen to that instinct, because that's your alarm that was given to you. Okay. It's like anything we deal with, right, Adam? Anywhere we go, a job, you may work. What if your boss, you get red flags about your own boss? I mean, you've got to listen to that.
Every time I've ignored those instincts, I've regretted it.
Oh, haven't you? God, me too. I know I paid a huge price. I paid a huge price with my child. I really did. Hi, Barbara. Yes, hi. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's one thing that I do teach now. And I tell parents, if you have a nudging, not over paranoid, just a nudging, and something that just kind of won't let go. It just kind of there. It keeps telling you, I need to check. Something just doesn't seem right. My child's coming home now. My child is crying more. It doesn't want to go to school. It can be a sense that it's not just, separation anxiety. There could be an issue going on, So you've got to check into those things. You have to be proactive, and you have to be your child's advocate, because they cannot do it for themselves. So that is our job, and some parents have to be more than others. You have your children who are nonverbal. That parent's got to be on the ball,
Yes.
Because they can't always tell you what's happening. And it's a hard job these teachers have in special education. I mean, they should be paid way more than they are. I totally believe in that. We've got all these rock stars, and okay, there's nothing wrong with all that, but our money system in our world is so, you know what I mean? Teachers,
what we earn compared to the value we provide to society is not balanced. Always.
No, it's not. And I know. And, you guys, because you were a teacher, you were a principal, you spend the majority of the day with our children. You are molding them for the future. You have a huge impact on their lives and who they'll be and who they want to be. And they may want to be just like you, So that's a very, very special role that you play. And I place a really high value on that. And I have a lot of respect, and I've loved the majority of all of my kids' teachers. I really have. We've had great relationships. But I wish they got paid more. I really do. They deserve it so much.
Yeah, so do they. I put up this comment from,
I see that.
From Bobby. And and the working together part is really important. That I just can't stress that enough, because in my experience, even there are some bad apples out there.
Yes. We've been through one.
Most teachers that I know or have met, they went into teaching because they wanted to make a positive difference in the world. And they're being steamrolled by the system in the same way that the rest of us are. Yeah. So I like the idea, I'm going to put this up again, is let each other do our jobs, but also be a team working towards the same goal.
Absolutely. Especially when you go into an IEP meeting and, you see, okay, Johnny needs this and this and this. We all agree on this. How can we do this? And the other thing is, you have to do work at home. As a parent of a child that has any extra needs outside of the classroom, a normal, regular classroom setting, You have to do work at home with your child. Like, you know, my kiddo goes to speech, feeding, and OT, but we have work to do at home. If I don't reinforce all those things that we do in our sessions, then, okay, why do it? Because it's
right.
Just,
and the more aligned you are with what you're doing at home with what they're doing at school, the better off they're going to be at home and at school.
Right. Well, and then we want the success. The goal is the success of the child. Okay. We want to take that child and help them to be as productive of a life as they possibly can out in the big world when they get out there. You know, I mean, I have a cousin who has cerebral palsy. Do you know he drives and he lives on his own?
Wow,
awesome.
That's amazing.
I know, it's awesome. So to me, if he can do that, anybody can do anything. You know, yeah. I just think it's amazing. It's awesome. And I just am so proud of him. Yes, the success of the child. Amen. Absolutely. Hi, Barbara. I love everything you're saying tonight. And it's so important, you know, because gosh, we're nurturing these guys. We're pouring into them. We're feeding into them. And it's so important. And, you know, for people out there who, you know, if you're not sure about something going on with your child, then talk to your child's teacher and say, hey, are you seeing this at school? Because we're seeing this at home. And I just want to see if it's the same, you know, or are you seeing anything different at school that maybe we're not seeing at home, you know?
You can get a lot of information that way.
Absolutely. Because I've had that happen before, you know, and like I've got one of my good friends right now. So her little one is having accidents at home, but not school. So, you know, it's kind of the reverse, but stress can do that to a child.
Yeah,
so, you know, it's just really, it's a very interesting dynamic to add to your life when your kiddo needs extra. And I wish our school system and classrooms could catch up to these guys because they're going to keep coming in. It's not like all of a sudden one day we're going to have all these kids that are all the same coming in, you know, and they only need this, this, and this. Our kids need lots of different things and we've got to catch up to them, not them to us. And they think outside the box. I mean, I'll never forget my oldest when she was little, she wanted to write her name backwards and down the page. And I was like, well, I love the creativeness, but I don't think your teacher is going to like it, you know? And so I think if I would have just left it alone, who knows what it would be today, right? You know? So what is Barbara saying?
I see the things that the teachers don't. So I bring my concerns to them and we work together.
Yes, absolutely. Amen, Barbara. And if we could get that out there, you know, people starting to talk about it and sharing with other parents, I mean, that would be so amazing. You know,
Excellent. I think, these conversations are really important to have. And I just want to take just a minute to let you that are watching know that you can help me make these programs possible by becoming a patron of the show. You can be a sponsor for as little as $1, and it really makes a difference. So I put my Patreon account is Dealing with Different. Easy to remember. I'll also put that in the comments. It does cost to produce this content for you, and I want to continue to bring you amazing interviews like Mary Elizabeth and with Brigetti this morning. Did you get to see that this morning?
She's awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love her. She's great. She's very passionate and very sincere and very honest. And it's great to know people like that kind of have that same wholesome passion to do good and to help others and to be of service, because that's the intention. One of our intentions in life is to be of service, you know? Excellent. Yes. Yeah.
And the same way with the teacher. If the teacher sees something that I'm not seeing, please tell me. I want to work on it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Amen, Barbara. You're an awesome parent. She's a great mom. So
I know. I love her.
We're glad that she's on with us tonight.
I've got a little bit of crush on some Brazilian.
Is she Brazilian?
Hot mama. We'll wait for the delay for her to comment on that.
Okay.
Another way you can help me is if you didn't see my interview with Brigetti, for example, you can see it on my YouTube channel. It has a really crazy, hard to remember URL. But if I get 100 subscribers, I can have a custom URL.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I need to go subscribe because I haven't done that yet. I didn't realize that, so I'll go subscribe.
Yes. Now remember, Bitly's are case sensitive. So I tried to make this one easy to remember. Adam Tilted YouTube. I'm also putting that in the comments. So if you can hop on over there and subscribe to help me get to 100, I would really appreciate it. That would make it a lot easier for people to find my content. It's very difficult right now. And also consider being a patron of the show. There are some fun perks available to those of you that choose to sponsor the show. And I also want to tell people about your book.
Oh, okay. Well,
bring that up here.
Oh, there's my book.
There we go.
Every time I look at that face, I just go,
yeah.
I just want to give him a kiss. So this is my children's book. It's the first in the series of Perfectly Precious Poolicious. It came out this year in February. It won an award in May for Best Children's Book from the Maxie Awards. So I'm super touched by that and proud, and just, this whole journey has been, well, I didn't see it in my crystal ball. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So I had no idea to have a late in life baby. I know. I had no idea to have a late in life baby and birth a book series. That's how we put it. And I didn't know I was having twins, actually. I always wanted twins, but anyways.
Surprise.
So, yeah, surprise. One, you don't have to breastfeed, right? So, but anyways, so I just signed another contract. The next one is coming out December 21st. Yes. So Barbara, you can go to Amazon, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble online. BlackRoseWriting.com is my publisher, so they have it as well for sale. And there's a CD for sale as well that's got 10 original beautiful songs that go with the book. This book is all about remembering how perfectly made we are, and that in the eyes of mommy, that's how mommy sees her baby, no matter how it comes into the world. So through my recovery from this, my youngest, oh, Barbara, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I will continue the series as long as I have material, which I have a lot of material. So I'm excited about that. Okay. So it's Black Rose, is that right? BlackRoseWriting.com. Oh. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know if there's a Black Rose Publishing out there or not, but it's Black Rose Writing.
Oh.
So, but,
I didn't know I couldn't edit from here. I'll have to go back.
Okay. Okay.
I'll go back and delete that and put it in.
I felt like it was really important to put out content that's sweet and kind and loving, and just helping us remember that there is perfection within each of us. No matter whether we believe it, no matter whether we see it or not, life beats us down. Times are hard. We go through some really hardcore stuff in our life. And we have to come to that place of remembering who we truly are inside, because we're intended to remember. We're not intended to walk through our life beating ourselves up and feeling like we're nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll be 50 this summer. I had no idea I'm starting a new career. I had no idea. I'm like, oh, I'm getting too old, right? Yeah, well, you're not too old to have a baby at 45, and you're not too old to start a career at 50. So, poo on that, right?
Life doesn't care if you feel like you're too old or not. It's going to happen anyway.
And you got to surrender, whatever that is. I have a quote that I say, the stirrings in your heart are the roadmap to your life, because whatever those stirrings are, it's like trying to kind of nudge you, because this is where your path is. This is where you're going to be useful and make a huge difference in the world. And you've got to surrender and listen to that. And I didn't for the longest time. Oh, good night, twins. Oh,
night.
Thanks,
night.
Oh, love twins.
What does she do? Like jump, 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 jump.
Yeah, right. 10 monkeys jumping on the bed. So I just really believe that you got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, look at Adam. Look, you're a witness to doing it. You are doing You're doing something positive. You're putting good content out there. You're trying to help educate people. You're being of service. You're providing love and compassion. And you don't care what the situation is. You're doing it. And that's empowering. Look what you did. You know,
Yeah.
you
Well,
rock,
thank you.
man.
I feel the same as you. This is not where I thought my life was going to be at this point.
Yeah, sure. Because you thought you'd still be a teacher or a principal, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have it any other way, I don't think.
I can't see it any other way for you. I mean, this is perfect. You're doing it.
I feel like this was why I've had all the experiences that I've had in my life, is to bring me to this point where I can use my voice for those people that can't use their own.
Right,
or don't feel comfortable using their own. Because I got a big mouth. I don't mind talking.
Right. And we know the squeaky wheel is the one that gets it fixed, you know? Yeah. And persistence and tenacity. And, you know, I think you and I want to have like this call to arms sort of thing where, and I know Brigetti feels the same way, that, you know, people just reach out to us, reach out to Adam, go to his Patreon page, go to his YouTube, you know, Facebook him, you know, go to Perfectly Precious Delicious Facebook page. And I'm working on, Brigetti is actually helping me put my website together, and I'll have an advocacy part of my website. So we want people to reach out to us. And if you have a story, of something that happened to your kid, you have a question, you have a thought, an idea, you know, let's get a conversation going.
Absolutely.
Okay. And let's get it spread across the globe that we are parents coming together united, and we want to see changes happen, because in the end, it's all about the child.
Absolutely.
Children. So, you know, and it takes us standing up.
Yeah. If you watching have a story to tell and you want to be a guest, let me know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can send me a Facebook message, and, you know, we'll get you on the calendar. I want to get as many different points of view as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Need perspectives from all of them, you know? So I think Brigetti talked to me the other day about the three of us coming on together.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome, because she's all the way in South Africa, and it's amazing how similar. It doesn't matter where you are on the globe. You know what I mean? It's all the same.
Like she and I have so many things in common. It's almost scary.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it's like, wow, you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, you're a guy, she's a woman, you know, and it's like, wow. I mean, isn't that amazing? But, you know, think about this. Every person who comes into your life, no matter who it is, child, adult, whatever, there is something you will learn from that human being, and they will learn from you, because we are always supposed to be teaching, even when we're learning. So It's a great mutual exchange that happens.
Great. Well, thank you again for coming back and
I love
finishing our talk. I'd also love to have you on Orbit at a Tilt if you want. Sometime.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. Is that the one on Monday nights?
Yes, Monday nights at 5:30 Central.
Ooh,
That is about space and science. We have a good time over there too. And I've managed to secure the time block afterwards, so we have a little after party.
Oh, that sounds like fun, Adam. I would absolutely be honored. Absolutely.
Great. Well, we'll coordinate our crazy schedules, and we'll find a Monday that works out.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. We'll come with all the stars and the planets.
That's right. Well, thank you everyone for watching, stopping by. Thank you, Mary Elizabeth.
Thank you, Adam, for having me.
And be kind to one another.
Yes. Bye. Bye.